First of all, I want to know who lied to us and told us that we're supposed to spend the weekend partying. So we never catch up on rest. We never have time to do things for ourselves because we party during the weekend and then we need the first part of the week to recover. And it's this endless cycle of not resting, of overexerting ourselves during the week and then further exerting ourselves on the weekend when we're partying, drinking, doing what God knows what. That was a big psyop if you ask me. Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Leeor, Alexandra. Welcome to the B community. On this channel, we talk about the law of attraction, spirituality, self-development, and so much more. And today I really want to talk to you about real rest and rejuvenation because I have made being a relaxation specialist my life's work. Aside from, the other hundreds of hats that I wear, something that I'm very, very passionate about is true relaxation and true rest, because I believe that those are the secrets to healing. I also believe that stress is one of the main reasons why we have any sicknesses and why we have any diseases and why we have mental illness as well. One of the reasons, right? There's several other factors for sure, but I think that decreasing our levels of stress could help our health in such a massive way, and people don't talk about it enough. We live in this hustle culture where it's like the more you work, the better, and no one really puts aside time for intentional rest. So in this video, I'm talking about 7 different types of rest that you could be doing, whether it be a mental rest, physical rest, social rest, and we'll get into all those. Before we do that though, we have to give a shout out to our beautiful sponsor, Audible. If you're not already familiar, Audible is the leading provider of spoken word entertainment. Everything from bestsellers to new releases, personal development books, spirituality books, fantasy books, everything you could possibly want. For example, I really like to listen to personal development, while my sister-in-law loves to listen to fiction. I think she just heard Daughter of the Moon Goddess on there and she loved it, if I'm not mistaken. I've been an Audible member for years. You might know that by now, before I even started working with them. And as an Audible member, what happens is you get 1 credit every single month that's good for any title in their entire premium selection. You also have access to their Audible originals, which are amazing. I just downloaded one. Let me remember which one it is. Self-Care by the Signs by Valerie Tejeda. That's on Audible Original, so I recommend listening to that. I listen to Audible while I go on my daily walks, while I clean my house, while I commute, and while I'm at the gym. I'm always learning something while I'm being productive. I love it while I'm cleaning the house. It's like I'm immersed in whatever I'm listening to, but I'm also doing something that I needed to be doing anyways, like the laundry. So this month I'm listening to or re-listening to Becoming Nobody by Ram Dass, and I cannot recommend this enough. I love getting up in the morning, taking a walk in nature, and listening to his beautiful teachings. Rest in peace, beautiful Ram Dass. If you want to check out this listen, you can do so for free by going to audible.com/Leeor or texting Leeor to 500 if you're not already a member. You'll even get to keep the book forever if you don't keep up with your membership, which I think is a very cute thing for them to do. And if you're not interested in becoming nobody, which I think you will be, I also recommend Your Body is Your Subconscious Mind by Dr. Candace Pert. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, if you can't tell, I'm a little obsessed, by Joseph Murphy. I'm also listening to The Pilgrimage by Paulo Coelho, which I always say his name wrong. And one of the books that I love so much because she is such an incredible narrator is You Are a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. So once again, if you want to get that, if you're not a member already, you can get those for free by going to audible.com/Leeor or texting Leeor to 500. That will be on the screen right here and down below as well. Now, without any further ado, let's get to our topic, which is the 7 different types of rest that we need. There's a fly around here. Please just welcome him into the community. Let's ignore him. He's doing his thing. I've tried to get him out several times, several different ways. He doesn't want out. He wants to vibe, so let him vibe. So I've talked to you before about how we have a sleep bank. That's when we don't have proper rest. Our bodies literally borrow against this sleep bank. And we become indebted to sleep. We have to catch up onto our sleep. You can rest and then you can deposit rest into your body's sleep bank so that you're not running on empty all of the time. In this day and age, most of us are running exclusively on our body's fight, flight, or freeze response. We're constantly stressed, constantly up against things that are putting us into that reaction. And therefore, in order to combat the stressors of modern living, we have to set aside intentional time to rest. And the thing is, most people think that coming home from work, jumping on the couch, putting on a Netflix show, binging your favorite show, and numbing out is rest, or, on your break scrolling through Instagram because you're thinking about something something else other than work. But that's simply not the case. You know, what you're doing is overstimulating yourself even further. It's the opposite of rest. You're downloading even more information into your mind that your mind has to process at the end of the day when you sleep. So let's talk about the 7 types of rest that really will give you deep relaxation and rejuvenation. So let's talk about the types of rest that really will give you the proper type of rejuvenation and rest that you actually need, so that you don't have to go on a month-long retreat to rejuvenate after a year of burning yourself out. Let's do preventative self-care so that we don't burn out, right? So these 7 different types of rest have been identified and taught by Dr. Saundra Dalton Smith. I love her book. I'll link it down below for you as well. And let me talk a little bit about how I believe we can implement these into our lives. So number 1 is physical rest. So this is laying the body down. So there's an active way to do this and there's a passive way to do this, right? So we do this when we have to relieve the body of physical stress. Maybe our muscles are tense, maybe we have a headache, maybe we haven't slept enough, right? So the way that we do this passively is by getting real deep sleep. So not falling asleep to blue light and to the television. So turning your phone off maybe an hour before bed so that your receptors can really understand that it's time to go to bed and you have proper melatonin production. You give yourself enough time pre-sleep so to be in bed. So let's say you want to fall asleep at 10 p.m. You get into bed at least by 9:30, maybe 9:15, okay? So you give yourself enough time to fall asleep and you give yourself enough time to be in sleep. So if you have to wake up at 7 a.m., count how many hours you might need to be in bed beforehand. I also heard somewhere that we sleep in 90-minute cycles, and you want to be waking up at the end of 90-minute cycles. So count backwards from the time that you have to wake up. Let's say 7 a.m. What time do you have to be asleep in order to wake up at the end of a 90-minute cycle? Then we have more active physical rest, which could be something as active as yoga. That's resting the body, stretching it out, especially yoga nidra, yin yoga. Also, maybe doing a hypnotherapy session, setting yourself up with your legs elevated, lying down, super comfortable on your back, something covering your eyes, a blanket on, and throwing on a hypnotherapy session from my channel, maybe from Michael Seeley's channel. There's a bunch of really good ones on YouTube, or maybe even a guided meditation. So that's physical rest. And the second type of rest is social rest. So this is really important for everybody, but especially for people such as, let's say, teachers or parents who are constantly, or people in customer service, right? People are constantly needing something from you, especially parents. We might get stuck in, as if I am a dog mom. We might get stuck in this cycle of only socializing with our family. And our family, while they love us so much, they also often need a lot from us. So social rest is being around people who don't need anything from you, just having a good laugh, having a good evening, a dinner, just getting together, even on FaceTime or whatever, and just talking and hanging out, having a good time. It's just having a good time with people who just want to hang out and just be together, laugh, enjoy each other's company. That's social rest. It's very good for extroverts, especially. Number 3 is a mental rest. So this is taking a break from overstimulation. I think that we have also number 7 is kind of similar to this, but mental rest is really not putting more information into your brain. So putting away your phone for a bit, maybe no phone, limiting your phone in the morning or right before bed, an hour in the evening, meditating to clear the mind, just focusing on the breath. And as thoughts come up, you just let them go one by one. Also limiting your content consumption. For example, I have Juju's hair on me and I see it somewhere here. It just keeps popping up. For example, I had to put a cap on how many YouTube videos I watch in a day because I love YouTube and I'm always watching a ton of videos. But I had to put a cap on it because I was overly stimulated. So take time to just do nothing. There's a whole TikTok trend about this right now. There's the joy of it's an Italian concept, the joy of doing nothing, of just sitting or, just spending time with your puppy or going on a walk, taking time to just do nothing. Go on that walk without a phone or without anything with you and just be. That's mental rest. And then we have number 4, which is spiritual rest. This is a rest that connects you with the divine. So this could be participating in a ceremony, like one of the ones that I host, for example. If you come to those once a month. By the way, I'm hosting one very soon. Make sure that you get on my email list to find out first when I am hosting it, because they sell out in like 4 hours. It's connecting to something bigger than yourself and connecting in community to something bigger than yourself, or individually through prayer, maybe going to church or temple, taking time to rest in the presence of God and the divine, joining a group meditation, meditating by yourself. This is spiritual rest. So what I like to do is I really like to go to the beach and talk to God and journal. And of course, you can talk to the creator and talk to your higher self, the universe, from wherever you are. But I find that it's so restorative and rejuvenating to do so in nature. It's almost like I can feel that presence even more. So I really enjoy doing that. I would love to know what kind of spiritual rest you do. If you can leave a comment below and give me ideas and give everybody else who's looking for an idea of spiritual rest in the comments below. Number 5 is emotional rest. This is something that's new to me and that I've recently come to understand is so powerful, and that is to allow yourself to be true to your own emotions, being true to how you really feel. This was really hard for me, especially as a former people pleaser. You might relate with that, resonate with that. If you ever struggled with being a people pleaser, I would always put on a smile and try to make everyone feel good and be happy for other people, and I wouldn't be authentic to how I was feeling at the time and to my genuine emotions. I found out that it's really such a relief to just, I'm with people. Sometimes I'm not feeling so good, so I'm not going to have a smile on my face. I'm not going to fill in the quiet space with rambling about some random thing just to make other people feel more comfortable. It's just being genuine to how you feel authentically. Let your face do what it wants. It wants to drop. It doesn't want to have a smile on all the time. That's fine. Also, spend your time expressing intentionally. Perhaps to a friend who's willing, who has the space to listen to you, but even better, maybe to a therapist or a hypnotherapist or a life coach. Maybe expressing yourself through breath work and having a really good cry. Having a good cry is emotional rest. It really, it lets us deflate all those extra emotions and stress chemicals from our body. And number 6 is creative rest. So I used to do this thing, and I'm going to start doing it again for sure once Juju becomes a little bit, I still do it once in a while. I would go catch the sunrise or a sunset, and I would just I always call it, I'm letting my eyes eat. I'm feeding my eyes. It truly felt like nourishment, and I recently found out that there's a name for it. It's creative rest. So seeing something beautiful and not needing to do anything about it. You're not trying to monetize this beautiful thing or make it something productive. You're just sitting there watching something beautiful and taking it in. So you can watch a sunset or a sunrise. You can look at the stars. You can go to an art gallery, or you can do a creative hobby just for fun. This is creative rest. It's really, really enjoyable. One of the things I love to do is I take my iPad and I'll do a YouTube tutorial to do some sort of art, and that's creative rest. It's not for anybody else, but for myself. Can't do anything with it. It's just enjoyable, right? And then the last one that I want to talk about is sensory rest. So this is kind of a recall to the mental rest, like I was saying, but it's more intentional because you're really depriving your senses of stimulation. You're giving all your senses a break. I recommend doing this, especially at night, maybe after work, in the evening, or as you're getting ready for bed. You've watched your movies, you've done whatever you needed to do to have some fun by yourself, and it's time to get ready for bed. Maybe taking an hour, turning all the lights down really low, or bonus points for just living by candlelight or by Himalayan salt lamps. Turning off televisions, no blue light, putting your phone away, and maybe putting on some soft music and doing something that's low stimulation, like reading or just being. This is a really good time to just exist. Maybe journaling by candlelight. It's very romantic, and it also gives your senses a rest. Maybe just lay down with an eye cover on while you do all this. Just no lights, nothing. Just giving your senses a break. You could do something even more intentional, which is go to a float tank, which really puts to rest all your senses. You just float for an hour. Maybe doing that once a month. I haven't been in a long time. I have to go again. So those are 7 different types of rest. I'm interested in what you think you need right now and in what way you're going to implement that in your life. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want more like this, please leave a comment. If you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. Please join the bee community. Baby Elephant, an ode to my day ones. I love you. Thank you for spending time with me today. Make sure to grab Becoming Nobody on Audible by going to audible.com/Leeor, texting Leeor to 500 500. All right, I love you. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, keep your vibrations way, way, way up. Bye.